What's poppin', y'all? Alright, so today we're going to talk a little bit about my religion. Now, my religion doesn't necessarily have a name. There are multiple names that can refer to it. Pretty much there's Bodhiism. Bodhi is a Sanskrit word that means enlightened. So, so pretty much ism next to it. It's the ism of enlightenment. Uh, there's you can also call it Nemo, um, which is Greek for nobody, because this practice will teach you that you are nobody. It will dissolve your ego and bring you closer to truth. Now, there are different names for it, and I'm going to try to shape it in a way where it's consistent and everybody can know it from one name, but I'm not there yet. Um, Now, the basic teachings, I'm going to talk about basic teachings, and I'm not going to go too in depth on every single thing because I'm trying to make a quick video just to introduce you into the ideas. Um, so, first of all, we're going to talk about free will. The belief in Nemo is that free will is saying that the will is free. We believe that the will is not free. It is guided by your beliefs, thoughts, and feelings. All of your let's see, your will is guided by your beliefs, meaning that in the past you have had specific situations arise and you learned lessons from those experiences. In Nemo, your past experiences teach you things that you learn and you hold subconsciously. So, what we're trying to teach is for you to understand what things you believe subconsciously, because those beliefs are what cause your automatic behavior. So you make decisions based off of that information. So the will isn't free. All of your decisions are made based off of the prior information that you have taken in. So it's kind of like saying that every experience that you have had builds a paradigm from which you're able to make decisions. So when you realize this, you're able to go in and realize that certain behaviors and actions are tied to certain beliefs. And if that behavior or action is bad and isn't good for you, like, you can realize that this particular thing is holding me back. You can go in there and switch it. You can become, you can take these old beliefs and replace them with new beliefs. Because sometimes you also have to understand that a big part of what I'm doing is talking about our trauma. Because sometimes our trauma leads us to believe a certain thing, and that belief causes us to behave in a certain way. And because of that, you end up making decisions through your trauma. So my method is to understand this and to visualize and understand all the components, so then you can change the belief that is causing you to behave in a certain way. You can change that belief and pretty much design a new way to behave, right? So if there is an action that comes from a specific belief, if you change this belief, you change this action, right? All right. So I'm hope that I'm making sense. I'll try to go deeper into this every single time so that you can understand more clearly. And please ask tons of questions. I don't care if you ask, like, if you make like 5 posts, just different questions, I'm happy with that. And I'll try to explain. The basics of what I'm trying to do is understand that right now I'm behaving, my speech, it's all predicated based off of what I believe. If I believed something different, I would be saying something different. You see what I'm saying? So, that means that everything that I am talking about is going to be a part of what I believe. And if one of the things that I'm talking about is incorrect, then I have to trace it to the belief that causes me to believe that, to say that, right? And if I realize that this belief is incorrect or not complete, then I can make adjustments and learn something new to cause me to believe something different. So, a very main benefit of this religion is teaching you how to take control of your actions, because we go deep into what you believe and how those things determine how you will act. So, if that's all right, then that means that the majority of your actions come from prior experiences. Your actions are the way that you're acting based off of what you know. And what you know is all of your prior experiences. And even the things that you have forgotten, your mind is still computing that in. that information is still in your mind. So you're constantly doing all of this. Um, so that is the main thing. Will is not free. It is guided by your beliefs, thoughts, and feelings. And then we can get into other things like purpose. Inherent purpose is not granted. Inherent purpose must be given from one entity to the other item or entity, right? So, purpose is something that is given. If you don't believe in any God, then you can't have a purpose. But that doesn't mean that purpose doesn't exist. Purpose actually exists within everything we do. Actions, verbs. Verbs all have a purpose. Every time you act in a specific way, that is because of a specific reason. You have a specific intended goal to achieve with that action, if you see what I'm saying. So, the, let's see how I can. Alright. Let me take a break for 1 second. Let me catch my breath. Alright, so. Alright, so we've talked about this is a problem that I recently been having, where my mind goes blank and I forget everything I was talking about. And this might be a symptom of awakening, where sometimes your brain works like an Etch-a-Sketch and something just shakes it and erases everything and you gotta start over. So I'm not trying to ignore it. I'm trying to realize that there's something within it. But mainly I was trying to talk about these different parts of the religion, and free will was one of the things that I covered, and then I was talking about purpose. Purpose is, you see, I was able to get it back. Alright, but mainly what I'm trying to come to with purpose is that inherent purpose doesn't exist. Because in order for inherent purpose, that means that you're born and you immediately have a purpose in life. You know, it's inherent. You're born with it. That would mean that God is real. And we don't have enough evidence to prove that God is real. So we don't have a reason to believe that there's a force giving purpose to any specific thing. So purpose is something sort of that we create. But that's existential. So ultimately, when you create a purpose, it's not your true purpose because you're able to change it. And if you change it, was it really your purpose to begin with? So purpose doesn't truly exist. But every time we act with a purpose, that's purpose. So if we act and our intention is to achieve a certain goal, that's purpose. That action has a reason Purpose is reason. There's a reason why we're acting this way. So, purpose, we could say that the purpose of my actions is to spread my information. So there's purpose in this video because I'm intending to share information. You see what I'm saying? Alright, so let's move on. Purpose is not inherent. There can be intended purpose. So you intended this thing to have a specific purpose, but that's not real either, because that particular thing that you create can have multiple purposes beyond what you intended, so it doesn't really compute. Now let's move on, because I've been talking about that for a while. The basics of my philosophy is mostly absurdism. You see, nihilism is pretty based, but they remove certain options that you actually have. You see, nihilism would tell you that nothing matters. But there is an illusion that is very persistent around us. And I'm able to affect that, right? I'm able to do things to affect my reality. So nihilism tells you that there's no meaning in anything. But reality is that there is meaning in everything. Everything you do, there's information. Even if I move this from here to here, that means something. That means that this item is in a new location. That's information. So meaning is all around us. Information is all around us. Every single thing that we're able to witness is information, which means that it has meaning. So meaning is everywhere. Let's make this video a little short. I'm going to continue talking about these things. So far, I've talked about meaning, purpose, free will, and a few other things mixed in there. Hopefully this helps you in your journey of learning about life and existence. And if you have any questions or anything is on your mind, just drop it in the comment section. I would love to engage with people and talk about these subjects. And I'm going to continue teaching about my religion. And if at any point you feel that what I'm saying is true and you want to follow this religion, just contact me and I'll explain how it works. Yeah, pretty much. Because I think that one of the best benefits that comes from religion is community. So if we're able to come together all as a community and to build something, it's probably going to be good for us. So let's figure all of that out. Alright, deuces.